Okay, so time for some philosophy. I want to start by telling you a little bit about myself. I'm kind of new in this community, but I've been doing, oh, sorry, I know where's the first. I've been doing system engineering, and I've been thinking about like various different questions about safety of recommender systems and language models, etc. And then on the other side, I've been very much interested in thinking about narratives about the future of AI and humanity from a system theory perspective. By system theory, I mean thinking about the relationship between various systems and subsystems and global system and humans, etc., from a systemic perspective. That has been a very popular perspective, in my view, very important perspective of the 20th century, and system theory gave rise to cybernetics, cybernetics gave rise to AI. So when I started learning about the AI safety communities and narratives about the future of humanity and AI, I found that kind of a narrative quite asystemic. So as a result, I try to kind of like dig a little bit deep and figure out if I want to think about future of humanity and AI, what kind of concepts we have to develop. Okay, so I think there are maybe, so my talk is titled Peri-AGI. And by this title, I want to bring attention to a set of questions that typically are not primarily and exclusively discussed in like lots of popular discussions about post-AGI. So the term is supposed to bring attention to those types of questions, and Peri is a prefix that is used in order to bring attention to questions that are not just about AGI, but very important questions surrounding AGI. And I want to distinguish between two types of paradigms for thinking about the future of AI. The first I call the capability-centric paradigm. And so the capability-centric paradigm basically thinks about the future of humanity with AGI, primarily in relation to the capabilities of AGI systems. So one reconstruction, my reconstruction of the main argument here, basically is coming from this book. And so, as you see, like there are 5 different premises to this argument. The first one is like superhuman AI is plausible to build. Then we have various different theses about that particular AGI. Then we have the questions about the control or containment of AGI. Then we have AGI self-improving itself, recursive self-improving itself to ASI. And then we have ASI basically having access to humanity, right? So as you see in all of these premises, they're all about like AGI and what capabilities it has. And I think those concerns are extremely important. But what is very much missing from here is any important trace of humanity and what we can do in collaboration or in relation to AGI. So as a result, I wanted to kind of like bring attention to this different paradigm of thinking about the future of humanity and AGI, which is not starting from or doesn't just index on the capabilities of AGI, but actually brings attention to a set of questions that are very necessary to respond to successfully in order to have a happy, beautiful post-AGI society. So the idea here is that we need to kind of look at the gap between smart tools and godlike entities being AGI going to ASI. And then in this particular transitional time window, the capability is not like necessarily general or super, but it's like very high enough to reshape the world for better or worse. But basically that outcome or that reshaping process depends really on the social and human infrastructures that we end up building around the AGI. So that is really like the main insight that I am trying to kind of like foster here. And so and I have to say this Peri-AGI is an essay that will publish soon on the Knight First Amendments Institute's website. A lot of the insights builds on a previous work that I did in a published paper here. There's a QR code. And basically here the idea is like, okay, we've talked about paperclip maximizer enough. Now let's try to think about some other kinds of thought experiments that, you know, give us the existential disasters, brings us to the existential disastrous events, but they are very much rooted in the current systems that we have built in the real world and they surround us. So really like tries to give a more system theoretic understanding or concept of the rise of existential dangers from from AI or AGI from this perspective. And then this account very much adopts the conception of AGI that is coming from Google DeepMind in terms of levels of AGI. So it's not the idea that we get AGI or not, we gradually are going there. And so we are like releasing AGIs gradually in the real world. And so yeah, in this paper, I try to develop a thought experiment. It's definitely not as fun as paperclip maximizer, but it is called the perfect storm mister scenario. And this scenario tries to give a kind of an intuition or builds an intuition for how an existential event can arise from AGI given this system theoretic understanding of the world. And I have to stop here. Thank you for your attention.